You've called the district judge's ruling blocking the deployment of National Guard in Oregon legal insurrection. Does the administration still plan to abide by that ruling?
Well, the administration filed an appeal this morning with the Ninth Circuit. I would note the administration won an identical case in the Ninth Circuit just a few months ago with respect to the federalizing of the California National Guard. Under Title 10 of the U.S. Code, the president has plenary authority.
Stephen? Stephen? Hey, Stephen, can you hear me?
In this recent interview, Stephen Miller made a striking claim. Under Title 10 of the U.S. Code, the president has plenary authority. And at first, this might sound like a misspoken word or even a term that doesn't really exist. But in actuality, plenary authority has deep meaning. Before we dive deeper, I'm Kim Abor, and this is Kim's Breaking Point, where we break down the news, politics, and moments that impact our democracy. If you like this kind of content, be sure to gently tap that subscribe button and leave a comment down below on what you think of plenary authority and Stephen Miller. For most Americans, this may not sound alarming, but it should. The concept of plenary authority is often misunderstood, but in essence, it means complete, unchecked power. And when someone like Stephen Miller is invoking it, we need to ask ourselves, unchecked power over what exactly? Plenary authority comes from Latin roots meaning full or complete. In law, it refers to the idea that the branch of government or a specific official has total control within a certain sphere. Miller's quote references Title 10 of the U.S. Code, which governs the president's control over the military. Historically, plenary authority has been invoked in limited situations. For example, during wartime, presidents have claimed broad powers to deploy troops or military operations without needing immediate congressional approval. Lincoln subsidized habeas corpus during the Civil War, citing the need for national security, and FDR authorized extensive executive control over wartime production during World War II. Those were extraordinary situations, but Miller's statement suggests a broader application, that the president could claim plenary authority even over domestic affairs or groups like Antifa. Miller's choice of words is not just political, it's strategic. By calling protesters street terrorists and painting groups like Antifa as enemies of the state, he frames dissent as a threat to national security. This is dangerous because it normalizes the idea that the president can use plenary authority to suppress domestic political opposition. This is not hypothetical. When political opposition is labeled as terroristic activity, it creates justification to deploy extraordinary powers against the citizens exercising their constitutional rights. As activists, we cannot ignore how the rhetoric shapes policy and how dangerous it becomes when paired with the claim of plenary authority. Unchecked executive power is the opposite of democracy. Let me say that again. Unchecked executive power is the opposite of democracy. The U.S. Constitution was designed to balance power between the executive, legislative, and judicial branches. But when a president or their advisors claim plenary authority beyond constitutional limits, the risk of authoritarianism rises. We've seen echoes of this before. The Patriot Act after 9/11 expanded executive surveillance powers, and historical examples like the Alien and Sedition Acts allowed government to suppress political opposition. Miller's invocation of the plenary authority could signal a willingness to bypass legal checks on the executive branch, which is a direct threat to democratic norms. This isn't just theory. It's happening in real time. Rhetoric like Miller's sets the stage for dangerous policies that could target marginalized communities, political opponents, or activists. But basically, it couples all three. Citizens, we need to recognize that democracy isn't automatic. It must be protected every single day. When someone in position of power claims the ability to act without legal constraints, it's not just political theater. It's a warning. And as activists, we have to ask the hard questions. Where are the limits? Who holds power accountable? Stephen Miller's statements on plenary authority are more than just political talking points. They're a reminder that our democratic institutions are fragile. The president does have power, but that power is not absolute. Or at least it didn't used to be. It is constrained by laws, courts, and importantly, the people. The words we hear matter. The powers we allow matter. And the vigilance we show as citizens matters more than ever. Don't wait for history to show you the consequences of unchecked power. Be part of the conversation now.